if we do the podcast episode, I want you to have a friendly personality. I want you to show that you care about the content, what we're sharing. But if you're too tired today, if you're upset, if there's something wrong, if you're distracted, why don't we just not record today and we can do this another time? How's that? And so I'll coach my guest to either use it or lose it, to either show me some personality, some excitement about the content, the questions that I'm asking them, the information that they're going to give you, my listener, or I'll invite them to just not do it. We can do it another time. We can not do it, or you can show up here with a little bit different energy, where at least you're not going to bore my listener and make them think that you don't give a shit about what you're talking about what we are talking about. So, so I had these 3 clients. One of them, if you will, might have come across like Tigger. One of them might have came across like Rue. And the other one comes across as Eeyore. And actually, they're all friends of mine. They're all good friends. I care about all 3 of them. And I'm not trying to be offensive about Eeyore in any way, but I will just say with this friend, this client, that's his normal personality. That's his natural. So, but what does he have to do? What do the others have to do? They have to try to do a little bit of matching and mirroring. They either need to swap it around, or they need to call it out and make fun of it on the podcast like they do in Winnie the Pooh. When you watch Winnie the Pooh, they call it out. It's purposeful. And so it's like, oh, that's Eeyore again. They call it out. They make light of it. And that would be one fine way, is to call it out on the podcast. Another fine way is to bring the 2 that are at 6s and 7s, bring them down to about a 6, and then bring the other person who's at a 4 up to a 5 or a 6. And now it's not going to come across as drastic, as big of a difference. It's not going to surprise us as much. And the next takeaway is just to go back to saying, you absolutely want your listener to know that you care, that you give a shit about what you're talking about, that like this is something that you're excited about. It gets you fired up. You're passionate about it. You definitely want them to understand and know that, and you want to transfer the enthusiasm. It's very challenging to transfer enthusiasm if you yourself don't have a smile on your face. If you're enthusiastic about what you're sharing, you think it matters, you think it's important, you're probably going to have a smile on your face. And if you're watching this, I have a smile. I've had a smile on my face almost every episode, almost every time I've recorded, and almost the entire episode, because I actually am passionate about it. There actually is a reason for me to talk about this stuff. And hopefully, if you're listening and not able to see me, hopefully, in a way, you can feel the genuine smile that I actually have on my face right now. Hopefully, you can feel it. Hopefully, it draws you into me, to the content, to the takeaways that you get from the message, and hopefully some of that enthusiasm. Well, that's the weirdest way to say enthusiasm. It's like I'm learning too much Spanish lately. Enthusiasm. I think we should all say enthusiasm that way from now on. So just your next takeaway is, when you leave this podcast, I dare you to say to somebody, enthusiasm, in the weirdest way. All right. Where was I before I started making fun of myself? Hopefully my enthusiasm transfers to you, and now you get enthusiasm to yourself, and you will be able to be excited about this. And I want you to take the next step.